Hi, Andre DeQuisto here from Lone Wolf Custom Gear. New for 2023 is the new Lone Wolf Arrowhead. So basically a little background, everybody knows I like to tinker around with new products and have an innovative mind. And there were some things that I didn't care for about broadheads. So a couple years ago, I started field testing and manufacturing some prototypes. The new broadheads we have now are something new and unique to the industry. These are actually aluminum broadheads. They test harder than some of the steel and have outperformed a lot of the steel heads that I put them up against. I originally started out with a stainless steel head, did some testing on it, and I was gonna end up with what everybody else had. So some background on here, we have some patents that are pending on these. Aluminum on its own is not strong enough. But what we did is we actually built a structure that makes this broadhead, it literally has the strongest blades on the market right now. It'll go up against any steel blade. And you can see they're thicker, and in the design and the structure of them, they're just unbelievable. Some of the testing we did on bones, I was totally blown away and surprised. Now the key to this is, this aluminum is covered with aluminum oxide, which is harder than most things on earth, and the only thing harder than it is a diamond. So we'll get into how to sharpen these a little bit later if you need to. But these heads are supposed to be no maintenance. I wouldn't even touch them out of the box. I'd run them just the way they are. They're plenty sharp, and what these do, they don't rely on super sharp broadheads, which I've hunted with and shot for years, but found that those broadheads, by the end of the season or halfway in, were literally dull already by rusting, by getting bumping other broadheads on the way in there. So we got rid of a lot of the problems, and I'm going to go over some of these problems right now here. Blade strength. Some guys just get hell bent on a broadhead going through a deer and they get a broken or bent blade. What a broken or bent blade does is it reduces penetration and trajectory. You want the hardest, most solid projectile that you can get, and that thing will sail through clean, and it'll go as deep as your poundage of your bow will allow. So by doing that, again, we did it with structure, we did it with the finish on there. Flight, tuning accuracy. You'll notice that we've kept down to an 1.1 inch diameter. You start getting much bigger, you start getting the problems that everybody's had with fixed blades. Flight. This thing flies like a dart. You might need to tune it to your setup now, but a lot of the guys that just screwed this on this year, their regular setups, said that it flew just like their field tips. Sharpness. Having consistency in sharpness blades due to rust and corrosion oxide. This head is guaranteed. This could sit in salt water, it could sit in the environment for years, and it will not oxidize or dull up. So as sharp as this broadhead is today, it'll be that a year from now. Most broadheads that are made of, that are really good for sharpness, you've noticed they'll corrode, they'll rust overnight. That dulls a blade, and they have constant maintenance of cleaning them up, keeping oils on them. I'm not a maintenance guy. I hunt, I want to spend all my time hunting and not maintaining my broadheads. Finish on them, they are not as shiny as most. Most heads have a really glass-like, mirror-like finish. I've had actually deer from over 100 yards away, and even a 40-acre thing see blades that were shining in the sun. And I think we got that problem solved also. Penetration. My biggest worry is that this would stop on bone or cartilage. So I have 4 kills under my belt with these right now. 2 of them busted through like ribs and spinal area to get into the vitals, but we have over 24 kills with these broadheads, and the testing we've done was on a scapula and leg bone of a deer. We took the same broadhead that a buddy of mine shot, a 6.5-year-old buck, entered in hind quarter completely through the deer and out the opposite shoulder. We took that broadhead and we shot it 6 more times into the shoulder of that in testing. It did not slow this head up a bit. It literally hit the leg bone and exploded it and just busted it completely in a million pieces. We have video of that we'll be able to show in the near future. None of the blades got bent. Obviously they got nicked up, bent, the tip got a little messed up, but the actual structure of the head, the ferrule and all that, was literally intact and not bent, which was very impressive for an aluminum broadhead. Now the biggest thing I found on this is the problem I've had over the years with real small, thin, sharp blades is I would hit deer in areas, if you got a bad hit in the leg, you literally could cut an artery and the thing could close completely up, and if the deer wasn't pushed, could make it another day. Due to this design, these things leave a bigger wound channel that can't be repaired. So it literally slices and then tears that wound channel open. The lung shot deer that I shot, it literally looked like somebody had a 20 gauge slug went through there. You could stick your finger right through it. It was missing that much mass where the broadhead. You can see where the little sharp blades hit, those cuts, but the center of the wound was completely gone. So bigger wound channels for better damage and nothing that can be repaired or coagulated. Right now we have what we're calling the DS 100. We have a 3-blade 100. We're going to try and make a 125 next. And we do have a 4-blade in the works, which will be coming out soon. So if you want to try something a little bit different, if you think there was nothing that could be done different on a broadhead, I'm here to tell you that this thing has fixed a lot of the problems that I've had in broadheads in the past. Finally, one other thing, I didn't find that an issue, but a lot of guys do, is they don't like vented blades that create noise downwind. So the little bit of testing we did on that was just compared them to vented blades 20 yards down and whistled them by there, and these are quieter than most of your vented blades. So I think we got just about every little problem there was in broadheads fixed. Hey, thanks for taking a look at our new product, and in the next 2 weeks you'll be able to pick these things up online, and appreciate the business.